Hey families, it's Mr. Lee,
And Mr. Riggs.
and we're here to talk about sixth grade camp.
Woohoo!
Okay, after so many years of not being able to go, we actually get to go to camp. This year, the dates to go to camp will be May 16th through the 20th. Again, this is an optional field trip, but we hope all of our students can attend. If for some reason students do not attend, they're actually still required to go to school and complete assigned work. However, after so many years of not being able to camp, we hope every child can go to camp this year. Camp will be at Camp Marston, which is in Julian, California. And transportation, this year, we will all go via school bus. And our sixth grade team from Mr. Lee, Mr. Riggs, Miss Robbins, Mrs. Lafferty, and Mrs. Simmons, we will be on site at all times with the camp staff and other certificated teachers. For the price that you pay, it includes everything from the food to the housing to all activities. You do not have to send in any extra money this year. And for a variety of activities, you can do things like climb a rock wall. You can shoot a bow and arrow. There's just so many things to do at camp that makes the experience so memorable for all of our students.
All right, so the camp curriculum, all the curriculum is based on next generation science standards. The kids will be learning while they're at camp. Activities are designed to build understanding of ecological principles and the relationships between each student and the natural world. Again, these activities are outside. The kids are so used to being inside, and this is their chance to go learn things out in the natural world. The major themes are interrelationships, cycles, adaptations, and energy.
To compound those learning skills, we participate in a variety of activities, some that have to do with the curriculum and some just for fun. Examples are on survival day. Will you know how to use a compass? Will you have several outdoor skills? Do you know how to cook outdoors, build a fire, make a shelter? Other things that we like to do are walk around a pond, explore the ecosystem of the lake, or just go on a nice long hike in the woods. Other things that kids love, obviously climbing the rock wall, archery, canoeing, if the lake is full this year. At nighttime, we just don't go to bed. At nighttime, that's when the fun starts. Things like campfire, skit night, and especially that deep, dark night hike.
Yeah, the night hike's a lot of fun. And do they still have the magic rocks?
There are magic rocks in the forest.
Yes. All right, so the YMCA Camp Marston staff is a wonderful staff, and your kids are going to love spending time with them. The outdoor education instructors are adults with an educational or recreational background who show a strong commitment to working with children. They undergo extensive screening, including reference checks, interviews, and fingerprinting. Staff are trained to help children realize their fullest potential. These staff members are so positive and supportive, and they provide a fun environment, but they also provide a high-quality educational environment.
Yeah, I remember the last day of every year, the kids are super sad. Not only to say goodbye to their new friends, but also the counselors who've been taking them all week long.
100%.
So, yeah. So what about the sixth grade teachers from Wolf Canyon? So like I was saying earlier, all teachers from Wolf Canyon will be at camp, and we will be there every single day, 24/7. So we will be pulled from our families as well to make sure that the students are safe and learning at camp. So the teachers, we actually stay in a separate cabin from the children. The teachers have their own cabin, but we see the kids throughout the entire day, not only during their class activities, but also during mealtime and at recess. So as we are making sure that all the students are on task, we also provide a connection back to home, as we are the guardians of your children for the week. We provide that sense of security that they're still looking for. All of us will miss home. You will miss your children, and they will miss you. So the teachers are kind of like the middle to make sure that everyone feels safe and comfortable and can stay at camp for the whole week. And we will have cars on site in case of an emergency or we have to run back down to Wolf Canyon, but we will try our best to stay at camp for all 5 days.
All right, so transportation, how are we gonna get there? Well, we take a school bus to get there. That's part of the cost of camp. The drive takes about an hour and a half to get there. It's really close to Julian, so if you've ever been there, that's kind of the environment that we're gonna be in. The price includes transportation of luggage. We actually have to rent a U-Haul because there's so much luggage. It's too much for the school bus. And then what time are we gonna leave? So on Monday morning, you're gonna come to the school and we'll have some specific arrangements there, but the kids leave Monday morning and then they're there all week long till Friday morning, and then and you can expect your children to be back around 11:30 a.m. or so, and they're going to be so happy to see you, and you're going to be so happy to see them. So be at Wolf Canyon around 11:30.
So we finally get down to the costs. For the price of camp, for the price of the buses, and for the price of the U-Haul, we kept the cost of camp still at $300. As you know, the price of everything has gone up lately, but we are trying our best to keep it at a flat $300. And we will accept checks, cash, or a money order. And if you decide to write a personal check or a money order, please make it out to just Wolf Canyon Elementary. Please don't make it out to Camp Marston, Wolf Canyon Elementary 6th grade. Please make the checks payable to just Wolf Canyon Elementary. And for this year, we weren't able to break up the payments, so we're just going to have one collection date. We're going to collect all camp payments and the Green Camp Health Form on Friday, April 8th.
So the Chula Vista Elementary School District has put out some requirements for camp for students to be able to go. So all students attending camp must provide one of the following. They must provide proof of completed vaccination series, 2 doses, 2 weeks prior to camp, or a negative PCR or antigen test, or they must have had a positive COVID-19 test up to 90 days prior to the start of camp, and they need to have no symptoms. You only need one of the following requirements.
So not only is our district requiring some safety protocols, Camp Marston themselves, even though every year they do a great job of keeping it nice and clean and safe, they are actually adding a few more safety modifications just to ensure we're all going to be safe at camp this year. So for this year, they have greatly reduce the capacity of how many campers they can take every week. They're going to practice social distancing, and they're going to clean and sanitize all high touch contact places multiple times each day. Campers and their counselors will be health monitored at least 3 times each day, and prior arriving to camp and leaving for home, they're going to do temperature and health checks as well. One really important safety modification this year is parents must be on call, and if a child does show any symptoms or is not feeling well, you must be able to come up to Camp Marston and pick up your child to take them home within 6 hours. And then of course, all around the campsite, there's going to be multiple hand washing stations and hand sanitizing stations as well. There's more. So here is a big question that all of us had prior to setting up for camp this year. What is the mask policy? So currently, the mask policy is as follows. When meeting in groups outside of the cabin group, masks must be worn and 6 feet of distancing maintained. However, masks may not be required. If a child feels like they want to wear a mask, they may, but masks will not be required when students are back in their own cabin. So when kids return to their cabin, when they go to sleep, masks will not be required. In addition to that, when they're in their cabin, all cabins have now been equipped with air ventilation systems and purifiers. However, in the dining hall, since they're with people that aren't in their cabin, they're going to wear their mask, and Camp Marston will follow all guidelines required by the county health department. So throughout these last few months, as we speak with parents, students, and our administration, we have collected a variety of frequently asked questions. However, if your question is not answered today, please feel free to email your child's teacher and we will get back to you as fast as possible. So one question right off the bat is, if we make our payments and we go through everything, but what if camp is canceled? If something happens in our community, in the environment, and camp is canceled, what will happen to our money? If camp is canceled, you will get a full refund of your money. However, if your child is able to go to camp, but they are sent home for any reason, being ill, disciplinary, will you get your refund by then? And unfortunately, if your child does show up to camp, then all of the staffing, all the accommodations have already been in place. So at that point in time, we cannot refund your money. What equipment and supplies should my child bring? Once again, if you look inside the packet that we sent home or visit our class website, we will have a list of all the supplies that your child will need. Big question from especially the students, can they bring their cell phone? A big policy at camp is no electronic devices. So unfortunately, they have to leave their cell phone at home. But honestly, after doing camp for so many years, the students will be so busy that they will not need their phone. And plus, when they do get back to their cabin, they're just going to be so tired that they're going to fall immediate to sleep and then rinse, repeat all the activities the next day. The children will literally go through the entire week week, come home and be so disconnected that they'll actually notice that they can actually survive without a cell phone. When can you pick up your child on Friday? Again, as Mr. Riggs has stated earlier, it is dependent on the traffic. On Friday, as soon as we clean up our cabins, have breakfast, say goodbye, we will hit the road. And if it's a pretty free and easy Friday morning, we typically get to Wolf Canyon by around 11:30. And at that point in time, students do not need to go back to class. We will dismiss students to you as soon as we get back. They are done for the week. Last big question is, I miss my child so much. Can I come up and visit? And unfortunately, we will not be allowing any visitors to Camp Marston. Camp Marston does hold family visitation days, but when students are actually on the campsite campus, it is a closed campus and nobody can visit besides the students themselves, the counselors, and certificated teachers. The best thing you can do if you miss your child, I guarantee you they miss you, is to follow our website, and every evening, myself, Mr. Riggs, we will be uploading the zillions of pictures that we have taken throughout the day, and the Wi-Fi in the mountains is very slow, but you can just press refresh, and magically around 9 o'clock, you will see a picture of your beautiful child having the best time of their life. So once again, follow the class website.
And if you have any questions, contact your child's homeroom teacher first, and we will try to answer those questions as best we can. If we can't answer those questions, we will lead you in the right direction, or we'll find those answers out ourselves. Also, just like Mr. Lee said, please follow and subscribe to the 6th grade website, www.wolfcanyononline.com/6. It is going to be, and has been all year, the best way to get information for 6th grade, and especially now for 6th grade camp. That's it from Mr. Lee and Mr. Riggs.
Woohoo! We're going to camp!
We're going to camp!